This is Infection, the H1Z1 podcast, recorded live on Tuesday, November 10th, 2015, episode 43. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infection, the H1Z1 podcast. Infection is your source for the latest information on H1Z1. We bring you the latest news, changelogs, developments, strategies, and speculation each and every week. My name is Nick Craig. At Nicholas M. Craig is my Twitter. InfectionPodcast.com is my website. You can also check out my other podcast at TheCrummyShow.com. We talk about gaming, geekiness, and more. He's here. He's wearing. He's less casual this week.
Yes.
He's got a button up back on. Brian with an eye all
last week I don't know what it was. I just was like, I don't feel like putting a button up on today.
As I'm
I think
wearing
that was the first time. Yeah.
I'm wearing a House of Cards graphic T-shirt.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
it shows our level of dedication. You can see the clear difference between Brian and myself.
That's fine. Someday, Nick. Someday.
Someday when I'm a successful podcaster like Brian, I'll change my attitude.
Dress for success is what they say. I'll
Well,
send you that buck.
How's it working out for you for this show, Brian? Dressing for success. How well is that working out?
I'm sure people come to see my button-up shirts. I mean, that's it.
So, Brian, you've been playing a game, I've been playing a game, and the game doesn't start with an H. Neither of the games start with H's, I should say. So,
yeah, last night, for me, I didn't use a VPN or anything. My ISP, I think, shows as Central. They unlocked it before midnight, which I was happy about because I didn't want to stay up super late. But last night I started playing Fallout 4. I was, if people look, I was in Fallout 4 all day, but I really wasn't. Like, I just hit escape and I went and did things throughout the day.
So you're trying to buff your playtime. Is that what I'm hearing here? Your Steam is going to show like, oh, it's 16 hours.
People are probably thinking, man, he was in there all day. No, I wasn't necessarily in there all day.
Yep.
I was in there about half the day.
Yeah. So how much? Do you know how much playtime you have as of now? Actual playtime?
I probably only have about 3 to 4 hours, maybe.
All right. So I got. Everybody's been waiting for it for weeks. The mini fridge is here. It's in all of its glory. I was very excited about this. So I've been playing Call of Duty, not Fallout, and I've given up on H1Z1. I've got 11 and a half hours played in Call of Duty so far. And I got it Friday. So H1Z1 didn't even, I was almost late for the show. That's how little I have cared about H1Z1 the past 6 months, but specifically the last 2 or 3 days. So, I was going to try to go in and check some of the new stuff out today, but I was like, you know what? No, it's not going to happen. Did you check out any of the new stuff?
Well, no. I'm trying to remember how much they had when I was in there, but today I didn't log in.
So then,
Fallout 4, but also this supposed boycott they're doing. So I was like, yeah, I'm just not going to log in.
Let's talk about this. So I'm gonna coin the term here. This is the H1Z1 November boycott of 2015. I'm gonna coin the term. And this is just, if you look on Reddit, let's talk about this first. If you look on Reddit, you might say, wow, everybody hates this game.
Yeah.
And you're not far off, because a lot of people do in fact hate this game. That's just fact. But you have to remember the vocal minority are the ones with the strong opinions. So like Joe Schmo, who plays the game every day.
Not Infected Joe, of course.
No. Not Infected Joe Schmo, just Joe Schmo. When they play H1Z1 every day, they don't go on Reddit and they don't comment. They just kind of shut up. It's like you go on like Angie's List, and like the only people that leave reviews are the bad reviewers. How many times, Brian, have you not left? Like, when I order a product and it works perfectly, probably not going to leave a review. If it doesn't work, all hell is breaking loose. Like it's a 1-star. It's a screw them. It's a screw everybody. Like that. I mean, that's just how people are. Like you are motivated when something isn't like. If you're pissed off at the game, you're motivated to make a post saying, "I hate this game. I hate Daybreak."
Yeah.
When the game is when you're content, because I don't think anybody can be possibly excited about this game right now, but when you're content with this game, you don't. You just play your game, and you read the post on Reddit and you go, oh, look at these idiots.
Yeah.
So the boycott was an idea that was proposed like last week. And I don't have I think this is good. I wonder if they deleted the post from Reddit.
No, well, here, let me post the original. I have a link to it. So
because I think they hid it, because I don't see it anymore.
It gets buried. So this is the call for boycott 1011, or European format. So it's 1110.
And so the whole point was today that was like, and I don't have a problem with this boycott stuff. I mean, it's a protest. You're saying I'm unhappy with the game. I'm not going to play the game. But
they should be doing this anyways. Like in any game, if you're totally unhappy with the development and you're not finding enjoyment in the game, then don't play it.
Yeah, but you
shouldn't have to boycott and say, I'm not going to play. I'm going to force myself not to play. There's plenty of other games to play if you don't like it.
Well, and that's the funny thing was, if you look at some of these, like the first comment on this is, well, I'm already not playing H1Z1, so I guess I'll just continue to not play until they make survival again. Like that has 128.
That's pretty much you.
That has 100.
Did your secret account?
Yeah, that has 128 points. That means 128 people clicked the upvote on that guy's comment.
Well,
on this
it could
post.
be even more than that, because that's counting down against the downvotes. I mean, I'm sure 100 people downvoted, so it's probably like 228.
So that means 128
upvoted.
people agree with this guy's. Which, honestly, there's a lot of people, and we see it all the time on Reddit. A lot of people on Reddit are like, "Hey, I'm just here, like just checking up." Hey, and they'll make a post and they'll be like,
Heisenberg, who still considers himself a part of our clan, but he doesn't play right now, but he's very active. Like he keeps. Infected Heisenberg is who he is on. I think he's on here as that, and then
he's on Twitter,
and Steam.
Yeah.
He still wants to play the game, but he just has said, until the game gets true survival or something that's worth coming in for survival, I'm just not going to play. But he still wants to play. He keeps an eye on everything.
Yeah, and it sucks. It really does, because like we want this game to succeed. And it's not.
Yeah.
So the boycott was today, and I'm fine with this boycott. Whatever. I mean, if you want to show,
the thing is, most of the people that are boycotting are the people that are upset about survival. If you're a person who's really into battle royale, you should be kind of happy in the game right now.
Yeah, you should.
90% of what happens we're seeing in battle royale at the moment.
It's like, fine, I'm going to take some crap for this, but it feels like that's the only thing they're updating. And yes, I know that there's a patch today. Whoop the effing do. But like every patch, Brian, is so heavily BR related.
Well, so many of them are skins, which still comes back to BR a lot. I mean, people skin, they get these skins. Feels like for BRs because they want a skin before they go in the lobby, and I mean they're for both, but I think the majority of the people that are buying skins are probably not so much the survival players. They're probably more of the BR players anyway, so it's going towards their target audience. And
I can't imagine the numbers for this game currently reflect anything. I can't imagine that these numbers reflect survival. I mean, I would say 98% of this, or 95 or 90% of this, of the active players are RBR. I mean, we're seeing Abomination now, which is when you click play, is the first server you go into. It's the top server on the list. Was like medium pop. When that server has what's high pop? 250 people or 200 people?
Around that, yeah.
When that server, the first server on the list, has less than 250 people or 200 people on it, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
So now Ross Eraser, he's under a different account right now, but Ross Eraser, he says, it's not fair to say skins are only BR. And I'm not saying that BRs, is what players who buy skins are. But I'm just saying that you would that's what most people think, because most people are playing to get crates, to get to get the bags, to get all these things. I think of less survival. I don't think of survival with the current skins that are out there, other than the ghillie suit, which should be more survival, less BR. But I think with the current map, you don't really think ghillie suit and mixing in with the background. I mean, they've got a ways to go before the ghillie suit becomes a viable thing in survival.
Totally.
So I don't know. I just don't see, like, for me, most of the skinning I do and everything I do is in BR. When I'm playing, I just go camo. Like, I put on camo stuff in survival, and then, I don't worry about it for a long time. So all I need is like 3 or 4 skins because I'm not showing them off to anybody.
Yeah, well, exactly. In a BR, it's like you get killed. Somebody kills you or you kill somebody, and they're like, oh, look at that guy's skin. Like, it's something to show off in a BR. And
then Manpuns, he makes a point. People are getting upset that they're giving skins to streamers specifically. So, I mean, I guess that kind of does for my mindset as well, is these skins that they put out with the streamers' pictures and logos and things that are themed towards them are all all these streamers generally play BRs only. Like, they may run around in a survival for a little bit, but it's not their focus.
They can't. I mean, you can't be a popular streamer and play survival. I
mean, they put them on those private servers, but that didn't work. I mean,
look at what happened. Look what happened when Summit was on the server that we were on. And he just had hordes of people running after him. And that's what it was. I mean, when you're popular, I put that in air quotes because I guess I don't know how you rank that, but when you're popular and you're a streamer like that, you can't play survival. It's really not the streamer's fault. I understand. And plus, I mean, do you really want to watch somebody play survival? What is there to do in survival that you would want to watch? You just want to watch them run around and see nobody?
So now back, if they could get the population of the survival servers up to where there's the constant firefights like what we used to have in the early days, that would be something that I think people would be willing to watch more. If people had a huge base and they were just able to constantly do things. But right now, I mean, the fact that you can run across the map and run into 2 people, that's not exactly exciting. I mean, then you start hearing the flack about being a running simulator.
Yeah, and at this point it is, to be perfectly honest with you. There's no activity.
Yeah.
There just is no activity whatsoever.
And then a popular streamer, he's going to get sniped, and then he has to go back and try to get to his stuff, and they can camp his base. It's just, there's no secrets that he can have, to go get gear or to get away from people. I mean, it just, there's too much possibility of griefing if you're streaming a survival game. I mean, we found that it wasn't really worth streaming survival games for us. I mean, just because you'd have people that would use it against you.
Yeah, exactly. And we're not, and the sad reality is, since we're not popular, like we're not a Summit popular, we're not a Lyric popular, and we still had to deal with that crap. We still had people that would sit in our streams and be like, oh, let's go, they'll go to 6 different servers to that location to find us and kill us. And we're not even popular. We got 28 people watching live on Twitch right now, and we had to deal with that crap. Imagine Summit's got when he's got 40,000 people watching.
Yep.
But it's just it's insane. But I guess this goes. This kind of goes into. We're gonna kind of skip around here. This goes into the H1Z1 showdown, which, by the way, if you're interested in finding this post on Reddit, you'll have to look at the link because this thing has 0 points on Reddit, which means 0 points. That means 100 people may have upvoted it, and that means 100 other people downvoted it. It's got 0 points on Reddit. This looks like a post that we'd make showing off the show. It's got 0 points. So this is their this is a new game mode that they're introducing, which kind of got some. I don't know. I'm gonna read it, and I'll let people decide what they want to think about it. So basically, they're saying that after the H1Z1 Invitational, they got some feedback that they wanted to see more events, which we did want, right? We wanted to see more cool streamer events because the H1Z, honestly, the Invitational went off pretty well. So we wanted to see more events. So this is the H1Z1 Showdown, and it's a way to incorporate players and streamers into a remote event that they will host at Daybreak. They are creating several whitelisted servers for team leaders to run their own weekly Battle Royale matches. So essentially, you're building a team. So between now and the event, which will take place in December, team leaders will choose their top players to compete in the H1Z1 Showdown. There will be the Showdown Crate, which I think we talked about last week, maybe, or maybe we didn't.
No, because we found out a little bit after, like they leaked out in the patch notes that there were these items.
Okay, so there will be a crate for H1Z1 Showdown. It'll drop in Survival and BR. It'll have some unique skins, and for every H1Z1 Showdown crate key purchased from 11/10, so today, till December 12th, 12/12, Daybreak will be donating 50 cents to charity. So don't ask me what that means. I don't know what charity, but they're donating that to charity with a guaranteed minimum donation of $40,000. So I think that means they're putting up $40,000 to start.
So they're probably putting up $40,000 and then
whatever
deducting from that the amount, up until they reach that. They're probably deducting every time the 50 cents is put in, to where then they're putting in less. And then if it goes over that, then of course, however much the total is beyond 40,000.
They're
guaranteeing it. So they're hoping that they're going to make at least $40,000 at 50 cents a piece. That's a lot of crates.
Well, I mean, remember the H1Z Invitational? They sold what? Ended up being like $1.7 million in crate keys for them to raise that kind of money that they did for the crates. So I wonder if we'll see any advertisers in on this Showdown event. That'll be interesting.
I hear this.
I've got my gripe though, Brian.
I think we have probably different gripes.
Who is? We didn't get an invite to host a team.
Okay, so I know that FaZeFire has a team.
Well, so it looks like.
But I think that's like the official Reddit team.
Well, why weren't we offered
put out
a team?
Post.
I mean, why weren't we offered a team?
We don't need a team. Just send us a hat or a shirt.
I mean, just listen to the.
I don't care.
If somebody at Daybreak is listening to this, let me say this lightly. We have done this show for 43 weeks consecutively. That is, I went on vacation, produced the show remotely. We've changed the day of the show to Monday a few times to accommodate things. We have done this show for 43 consecutive weeks.
Yeah.
And we were not offered a team for this H1Z1 Showdown. That is the biggest slap. Can you imagine that, Brian? Imagine if you were a game development company and you had two people that did a show about your game for 43 weeks and you wouldn't even contact them to say anything. I mean, think about how asinine that is.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there. That is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, thanks for the notice, guys. We would have loved to have a team. We would have done a team with viewers. But no, screw you, Infection. That's what we got. It's the truth. I mean, there's nothing to hide.
The Batani will get a show or get a
the Batani will get one. But it's just H1Z1DB is saying that he didn't get one. And I mean, look at what his site is doing. Where did you saw FaZeFire got hit? Because it was sticky on Reddit, right?
And he stickied it, and I think he got a lot of flack.
Yeah, because he had it stickied. Looking for trots for my team.
Yeah, and then so he unstickied it. Like he stickied it for a very short amount of time, and I happened to have seen it.
Yeah. There we go. That's my opinion. It just shows the total BS.
So we actually do have somewhat of similar gripes. That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking. Is like,
thanks for thinking of us. Appreciate that. I'm glad we promoted your game for the last freaking 11 months. Thanks for the slap in the face there, Daybreak. Appreciate. Give it to the charity. We love it. We love the game. It's great.
See, I'm not even that bitter.
I'm not bitter about it. It is hilarious.
I find it odd. If you found some people that did support your game, and we're one of the only in that format, like when it comes to podcasts, we're it. I mean, realistically, the Matani do something,
There was I know Facefire and Hanny did their show, but I don't think they're doing it anymore.
Yeah, and so it's like that is odd that they would not even lend support.
They don't have they don't have our email address, Brian. They can't they can't contact us. Remember.
But it just I think it's very indicative of what we expect from Daybreak. I mean, that's been a lot of the frustrations on Reddit. People feel like the development team goes like they go AWOL for periods of time, and then they come back and say, we're here. Yeah, I don't know. It's just very odd. Like, I think they have meetings there and they're like, okay, we need to have a presence. And then all of a sudden they have a presence, and then, they get distracted with developing the game, which I understand.
Or lack of there.
Well, okay. So I try to view it, and I've heard someone at Daybreak say it in this way, that developing a game like this in alpha, there's a lot of things that they make that don't get released. There's a lot of things they make that get scrapped.
And of course.
They're prepared to do that. And they're prepared to do that, in developing this game. And, we have to sit here and go through what works and what doesn't work, and that's fine. I understand that. But they need to not promise anything, if they're going to just be throwing stuff out there, because they have a hard time delivering on what they promise. They have their expectations, and if they could consistently deliver on their promises or their expectations of what they think they're going to be able to do, then fine, that wouldn't be a problem. But usually they'll get some of it, but they don't get all of it. I think they keep extending too much, of trying to promise too much.
Yeah. I saw that this week. I saw the Showdown thing, and I saw the post Stick It on Reddit today about the teams. And it was just like, that would have just been nice to have the offer. Like, hey guys, would you be interested in a team? So,
but we pretty much turned into a BR clan.
Yeah, it would have been fun to have a team. It would have been a lot of fun.
We just play BRs. So
yeah.
But yeah, so there's the Showdown, and there are some items from the crate, and I don't know if you want to look at some of those, but
yeah, we can pull these up.
But they're pretty much all data mined, and this is something where H1Z1 DB messaged us actually on Twitter and was like, we posted this, but I don't know if it's supposed to be released. And there was a post here by Daybreak saying, some of you have already seen that the data mined information from the H1Z1 Showdown crate, and that was pretty much H1Z1 DB's.
I love the fact that they put stuff in their game, and it's like some big thing like, oh my god, data mined. Like, they included those stupid streamer shirts like 3 months before the Invitational. I'm like, oh, hopefully nobody notices these new PNGs that we've put in this game. We know people look at it every single week. It's just ridiculous.
Mostly what these are, though, are streamer skins.
Yes.
I mean, this is
I'm sure Lyric
they're just going to get more frustration from the survival crowd, because still, once again, something that is totally aimed at BRs, totally aimed at streamers.
Yeah, I mean, Trick2G is going to obviously have a team. Ninja is obviously going to have a team. They've got shirts just for this. So those two guys will clearly have a team.
So pretty much, Seas, Summit, Grims. I mean, those are the ones that I'm seeing in the initial patch that we saw.
Yeah. So those guys will all have teams. Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah. So that is pretty much the original patch. I mean, we had the day after, so the night of our show, they put out a patch, and I'll go over these really quick.
Yeah.
Some of the different things that we found. The cigar hog mask skin now applies to motorcycle helmets. So you pretty much like with the Halloween masks, you were able to skin them over a motorcycle helmet. That's how the cigar hog mask now works as well. So it will now have the same durability armor as a motorcycle helmet. So
now it should.
You can wear that, and you're actually not running around in a regular hat.
Yeah, exactly. It'll provide protection like a helmet will.
Yep, and then Honey, and which honestly, who cares too much about this? I mean, who's talked about the honey and honeycombs in the game recently? Honey and honeycomb can no longer be eaten when at stage 6 plus H1Z1.
I didn't think the H1Z1 virus was in the game.
What? I don't think it is.
So
anymore.
So what's stage 6 plus H1Z1?
This has got. I mean, it's on the test servers. But I haven't seen that they've turned on the H1Z1 virus on the test servers again.
Is this if you have 6 instances of H1Z1 open, you're no longer allowed to eat honey? 6 executables running.
So yeah, so that's something to do with the H1Z1 virus. So this is a good hint that they will be implementing that here soon. I mean, all the stuff is in the game.
It was on a very long time ago for a very short amount of time, and then it's been MIA since then.
Yeah, and let me make sure I didn't miss in the patch notes, but I didn't see anywhere that they turned it back on. Says that they say it's in there, they just nerfed it, but I haven't even seen the little indicator saying you have the virus.
And Hovercats is saying you just have to inject yourself with the zombie blood. I know that, but there was another way that you just randomly got the H1Z1 virus.
You would get attacked by a zombie.
And then you would get it.
And then you would be infected. And then different things you could do. You could inject yourself. But
if they haven't turned that back on, and the only way to truly get the H1Z1 virus is to infect yourself with zombie blood, if that's the case, then why would they even have updated this honeycomb thing? Who cares? Who is infecting? First of all, who's playing survival? Second of all, who's infecting themselves with the H1Z1 virus? And then third, who is eating honeycomb? I mean, what an obscure thing to fix.
Yeah, so that's something. It was probably some patch that someone made an adjustment, and they were like, we better throw this in before the code gets too much farther along.
Yeah.
So now it should no longer be possible to place objects on top of weapons dropped on the ground.
Guess that was a thing.
Yep. So
I guess
that was make it so you could place a box on top of a weapon, maybe in a place you weren't supposed to be able to.
Yeah.
And they said many placed items on PvE servers are now damageable when those objects are not placed on a foundation. So this is going to be good for people that are getting constantly griefed on those PvE servers, blocking doorways with things. So there will be a way to destroy something that's not on a foundation now.
Thank God.
So, and then punji sticks will now damage all zombies.
What zombies weren't it damaging? The female ones? That's the newest type of zombie.
And I wonder if maybe the Halloween one, which are now gone.
No, I think those got damaged.
Are those gone? Those are in for another 4 days, aren't they?
Yeah, the 12th.
It's like the 12th or 14th. I don't remember.
I think it's the 12th.
So another 2 days they'll have those. They have it to where the fire axe can now be used to harvest slain wildlife and zombies.
So now you can.
So you can hit something like a zombie with a fire axe and get cloth. I mean,
that's like so you could.
And then
skin
the wildlife you can get
meat
your meat and your fat for fuel.
So the fire axe will act like a knife when you hit animals or stuff with it.
Now we did notice. Like you would have zombies, and I always figured it was just kind of the weird damage when zombies were running around on the punjies. Some would take forever to die if they would die, and so maybe this is random ones just weren't taking damage. That's why they seem to last a long time.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, the punji sticks haven't really worked with zombies. I mean,
they made it to where they finally damaged players. I mean, you remember
for the longest time, you could just walk right through them and they didn't do anything.
Yeah, we had it where we placed on the roof of a building I spent the time to cover the whole thing with punji sticks, and then someone said, "Look, you can just run over them, and you don't take any damage." And I just like this is pointless.
Hey, well, par for the course.
Yeah, zombie encounter music is active, and the volume can be adjusted in the sound settings under music encounter. Is
the zombie encounter music and the player encounter music the same music? I didn't know there was a zombie encounter music. I knew there was the player music.
So now there should be a separate zombie encounter.
Unless that's the same sound.
Yeah. And then we have item stacking in containers has been fixed. So there was a problem, and this is on the test server, so this could have been limited to a test server. And then new build bar that will allow the placing of structures without the hassle of the general inventory screen. So this is going to be, this is probably the beginning of their focus on some of the PvE, the survival things.
Hallelujah.
Having a build bar so that, something that is purely towards base building.
Yes, this is the step in the right direction that we've been waiting since the Invitational for more information on.
So that'll be interesting to see if this is just the first part of what they're going to be doing towards because they said they were going to redoing. This better not be the only thing they're doing for base building. Because remember they said we're going to be doing the clan system and we're going to be redoing some stuff in base building.
Yep. Yeah.
So
hopefully they go full circle with this and don't just do one thing. Because if they do one thing, it's really not going to matter.
Yeah.
They need to go full circle.
And they actually put that into the game update today.
Yes.
So
do you want to building
bar? Let's jump up because the other ones are more. The other test server stuff, it seemed like was just like those skins, and it was showdown things. There wasn't too much else.
Yeah.
So let's go to the 10th because that's a live one. Do you want to do the first half?
Yeah. Well, so this is the first whole thing is about the building bar. So this is this went up this morning at 4 a.m. Pacific, so on the 10th, while we're recording this show. So the first thing is that the build bar is now open from the inventory panel by a button on the lower left that says B to build or the B hotkey. It says if you change the hotkey, the button should reflect this. So that means if you change the hotkey to L, it'll say L to build or whatever. So that's nice that's not static. That's a dynamic thing. So that'll change. The build bar shows recipes and items that you can build with. Items with no objects to place are alpha'd 50%, so that means they'll just be kind of grayed out. They'll have a little transparency over them. So hopefully 50% is enough, so you're not like trying to think, can I build this? Can I not build this? The items will be separated by categories. If you click the red button or an item with no objects to place, it shows the items in that category. If you click an item with the objects to place, it starts placing them until you run out or hit escape. So if you need to place, I'm trying to think of a recipe that requires a lot of one thing.
Punjies.
Yeah, punji sticks. What do you need? Like 6 sticks or 8 sticks to do that?
But still, even placing them like it used to be, yeah, you have to do something. But even placing them like it was a pain.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll just start placing until you stop. And then items, the items sort on the number of objects to place unless you select one that one stays in the category frame. So,
and I'm getting some feedback from you.
I'm getting feedback.
Yeah, like buzz. Okay. I don't know if everyone else is hearing that.
Okay, hopefully not. I'll. Do you want to take the second half of this? I'll try to figure that out.
Yeah, sure. All right. And so now they have it to where this was something that was in the test server they put out live, was being able to skin the cigar hog mask to the motorcycle helmet. They now have it so fire hydrants have new effects that should better communicate the state they are in. Ready to hit for water, ready to collect water, out of water. So this is going to be where you can go and gather water from fire hydrants, unlike or similar to what you could do with the water towers. I mean, water towers have the ability to go in there and fill up water bottles and drink directly from them. So,
by the way, dirty water. By the way, for the longest time, I think it's stagnant now, but for the longest time, it was dirty water.
And so, so now they're going to be having fire hydrants, which is nice because it gives you a place to go and fill your bottles, kind of spread throughout. Because right now the wells are very few and far between. Mm-hmm. Not everywhere has lakes, and there's only a couple of water towers. So it's kind of a pain sometimes to go and fill up your water. And for so long, a lot of people I don't think use the dew collectors just because they were bugged for so long, and it's kind of a pain to maintain them. So. And then the honey, of course, this is the same thing. The honey and honeycomb can no longer be eaten at stage 6 plus H1Z1. They fixed a door and gate ownership bug. And this was something that was actually a big post on Reddit that they were running into. And they jumped in and were able to figure out what it was and put that in the test server and then live. The same thing with the zombie encounter music but you can adjust that in the settings. A new male zombie model and more visual variety has been added to the zombie horde. So this is something where originally we saw this with the female zombie. They had a newer, higher quality version of the female zombie that we saw. Of course, I don't think it still renders correctly, but now they've done the same thing with the male model. They've added a new model and made it so they don't all look the same. I mean, how many zombies with red hats have you seen? I mean, that was pretty much the majority of what we saw are zombies with baseball caps.
Pretty much. And like a bow that like went backwards and threw them.
Yeah. Or an axe that was faced the wrong way, if I remember correctly. And now here's the thing that I had to complain about last week. Specimen bags should drop more often. Remember when I said I really wanted to do the hospital quest, but I couldn't get a specimen bag?
Yes.
So supposedly the specimen bags are supposed to be dropping as of today on more consistently, so you can go and finish that hospital quest. They changed the Australia BR solo to start with 40 instead of 100, so they must be having low pops on single player BRs on the Australian servers if they're having trouble filling up 100 people. So it should no longer be possible to place objects on top of weapons. That was in the test server, and they put that in the live now. And then many placed items in PvE servers are now damageable. That was on the test server and now live. Punji sticks now do damage to all zombies. That was on the test server. Same thing with the fire axe. So, and of course, in this patch, they put the Green Dawn. So this is something that you can start doing. I don't know if you want to. I mean, they put it to where it's now. Did they start charging? This
Brian.
Is one where it's one event ticket.
Brian, this is important, Brian. Are you ready?
Okay. Oh no!
It's breaking news. It's official. We have the anticipation is no more. Everybody's excited. Green Dawn is here.
Yes.
By the way, I'll read this first and then I'll give you my opinions because of course I have an opinion on this. So this is a blog post on the H1Z1.com website. So this is Green Dawn. This is a new BR game mode. And I'll explain. There's like 4 little markers here. So the first one is the match begins at dawn. So it'll start at the beginning of the day, meaning you won't have full brightness of a sunny day by which to spot your enemy. So you're not going to initially start at I think it probably just keeps BR at 12 o'clock so the sun is straight ahead and it's perfect daylight. So it'll be starting, like fog and weather and lighting should be an issue now in that. The toxic fog rolls in twice as fast. And it does its normal battle royale damage, so the damage is the same. And they say that means it'll be shorter and action packed.
So the game should at least be half the time.
You would think so. First place winners will receive one of 3 exclusive new gun skins, which I'll show on screen right here. These are the 3 new gun skins. They look very similar to the toxic gun skins that we saw not too long ago.
Yeah.
So those are there. And if you've gotten all 3 of the gun skins, if they say if you're skilled enough to get all 3 of the gun skins, you'll start earning a mercenary crate for subsequent first place finishes. Airdrop crates will also have unique skins available inside them. If you survive long enough to open an airdrop crate, you will be rewarded for your bravery. And this is they're doing a test with this, so it will only be available for a limited time. It went live today in the patch. Now.
So here's one thing they said: if you'll start earning mercenary crates after you get all 3 skins, you start earning mercenary crates for each first place after that. Here's my frustration: you still have to pay however many dollars to open up that mercenary crate.
Yeah.
Right. So they're giving you a crate that you can then pay money to open for winning first place.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Is that pretty much what I get out of this?
Yeah, they're giving you a crate that you
why not, if you get first place and you have all 3 skins, means you're pretty good. Well, yeah, give you a key, or have it be to where then it's randomly you might get a key. Then the little spinner thing goes, and it's like, oh, you have a 5%, 20%. I mean, how many people are going to win first place constantly that this is going to be such an issue with? Have it be a 20% chance you might win a key.
Yeah. I mean, that easy enough for me. So let me give you my opinions on this. This is what regular BR should be. This shouldn't be a separate game mode. This should be BR. These BR games are so freaking long and so freaking boring. I mean, geez, Brian, how long do we just sit? We just sit in a car and we just wait. It's just sitting. I mean,
now, see, that's the frustration is that they're charging for this. This is like, remember how they said, we're not going to charge for BRs until we feel like they're stable and everything else.
Well, let me tell you, Brian, I can assure you that it is not stable because there are so many posts on Reddit right now that are saying that the rewards aren't working in Green Dawn. Green Dawn server died. Green Dawn down. I didn't get my rewards in Green Dawn. I mean, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, they rolled out the game mode day one, and they're already charging for it, and they haven't even tested it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really valid questions here. What if your game crashes? Do you get your ticket back? Is that going to be addressed?
Someone said, "Oh, you can file a support ticket if that happens," but honestly,
come on,
a support ticket. I mean, it takes 2 weeks to get a response back on a normal support ticket.
This is ridiculous. First of all, this game mode should be the regular BR because the regular BRs are so.
But then they wouldn't be able to charge for it. Remember, because everybody gives them so much of a hard time. I think what they're going to do is make this game mode so much better and like put all what people are saying we should do into this game mode, and then phase it out and like get it to where people don't want to play the regular one because it's so long and it's
just so
not
boring.
The features they want.
Honest to God, you just sit in a car for the first 3/4 of the game. And then once the gas comes in, you just drive around. I mean, that's the entire game. It's so unbelievably boring. If you don't believe me, and if you're watching this, I challenge you to go in a single player BR and time it. Sit there on a stopwatch, and when you have nothing left to do, just stop wherever you are and put on a stopwatch. Guarantee you will spend at least 15 minutes doing absolutely. I alt-tab 3/4 of the BR games I play. Solo BRs. I get my stuff, I get my gear, and while I'm waiting for the zone to come in, I sit in a bush and I alt-tab.
See, we have it to where...
What else is there to do?
The ones that we've been doing, we've mostly been doing the 5-mans, and we purposely land in populated areas just so that we can actually have something happen, because if we land out in the middle of nowhere, as you said, then it turns into the... All right, we get in a vehicle and we don't see anyone till 3/4 of the way through the game sometimes.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Gadlaw is disagreeing with me, and he says, no, it's not.
He likes to disagree with you.
I know, and he says, I play single-player BR, heart-thumping the whole time. I mean, seriously, 5-man BRs are different because there's a lot more action, but solo BRs are so unbelievably boring.
I guess it really depends on your play style, because there are people that will land right in the middle of people and just try to get as many kills as possible because they're ready just to queue again if they die. Then there's people like you and I who are like, well, I want to see the top placement I can get, so I'm going to land kind of farther away from people, get all my gear, and then work my way in. And by then the numbers are so low at the top total players that you just don't see people.
But I'm saying, even if that's not your play style, just go and try it. Like, see how long you can just sit and do absolutely nothing and still come in the top 20, top 10, top 5. I mean, there have been times in 5-man BRs where we've ranked the second or third team, and we've only killed like a total of 5 other people.
Yeah.
There really wasn't that many people to kill. I mean, there's been games in BRs where we've actively searched for people and still can't find them.
Yeah.
I mean, how is it in this game that you can't find people to kill?
Well, and that's going to be the good part about Green Dawn, and they're just going to have to see how many people are actually going to be using up their tickets.
And that's the thing; it costs one event ticket.
Once these initial set of event tickets, because that's going to really discourage the people that drop and instantly start shooting, because so many people will go through in the time that I do one BR, will go through 4, 5 BRs. Yeah. Because they're just not worried. There's no event tickets to waste. They're just sitting there, and if they die, I die. If I get a couple kills, I get a couple kills, and maybe I'll get closer to the end.
But this is going to change.
This is not going to allow that.
No, you're not going to queue up 4 times in 10 minutes. That's what are event tickets going for? Are they 50 cents? How much are event tickets?
I don't remember, because they were talking about doing a possible subscription, and then they're like 50. There's something like that.
Let's see. H1Z1 event ticket costs.
So they, and that's the thing with this, it being that it's twice as fast. I mean, they're hoping to get much of a faster turnover, and hopefully they're hoping to get people kind of burning through these tickets quickly.
Well, that's fun.
I think they're going to get it to where people are going to be like, hey, so why can't we get a subscription? Like that. I think that's what they're hoping for, is the community asking for the subscription just because tickets go so quickly.
Yeah. And I found this picture really funny. I had to put this in the show notes because this just shows this is Daybreak, if anybody was wondering. It's the new BR menu, and it says join Green Dawn costs 1 event ticket. It says join Hardcore, 2-man BR, Team BR 2-person, Team BR 5-person, and Team BR 5-person. So the buttons are totally screwed up. It should be join Hardcore, join BR.
They overwrote. Yeah, they overwrote.
They overwrote the first. Yeah,
the regular one.
Yeah, they overwrote the regular one, and they shifted everything down except they left the 5th one in. So it should be join Hardcore.
But the thing is, there's no regular now. Like
there should
have Hardcore,
the regular,
which is first person only. They need to have a regular, which is third person, first person, regular.
I think the regular is the Team BR 2-person.
No, because that's two players.
But I think
because there's a 2, a 5, a hardcore, and then a regular, and then now there's Green Dawn.
No, I know, but I think I'm saying like the way that the buttons were. So yeah, top is solo. So join Hardcore is solo, I believe. The way that the buttons are totally screwed up.
But it is. I mean, join Hardcore is a solo game, but there's another solo one.
No, I know. So I think it's join. The way this. I think the Team BR 2-person is the solo regular BR, and then the second or the first.
If you were to click it,
the first BR 5-person is the 2-man BR.
So they just messed up the labels. I didn't click this. I'm sure they patched this pretty quickly.
I think it's still in there.
Yeah,
I can check right now. I'll boot it up and we'll check this out. I'm kind of
everything crashes.
Well, I'm gonna do it on my laptop, so hopefully it won't screw anything up. But I found that I couldn't not help myself and laugh from that.
So there was a straw poll, and I want to get this to our chat here.
Straw poll's the best.
Do you want to post it? Because it used to be on here that it would post it in the top, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to do it? Will it post it the same if I do it?
Yeah, you're a moderator. You should post.
Okay, so here's a straw poll that was on Reddit, and it was people asking, "Are you satisfied with H1Z1's development?" And of course, you've got a pretty wide variation of answers here. You've got, "I'm very unsatisfied," and they kind of asked this strangely, so you have to really focus on what you're answering. "I am very unsatisfied, and I'm considering leaving the game. I am unsatisfied. Game development has stalled or gone off track. It's alpha, bro. I'm just here to play. I'm satisfied. Game development is going as I'd expect, or I'm very satisfied. Game development is going great." Do you think that's an honest, like, different questions they could ask? Like, did they leave anything out, or like?
No, I mean that's like a typical five-person survey. How satisfied are you with the person's response? 5 through 1. I mean, that's what that is. I'm very unsatisfied. I'm unsatisfied. I'm neutral. I'm satisfied. I'm very satisfied. That's exactly what a survey is. So, Brian, you want to read off the results here, because I feel like you can do this.
So on here, 37%. So the total number of votes was what, 1,116. I think last time I looked at yesterday was lower, but so 1,116 at this time, and that was 37% said I'm very unsatisfied and I'm considering leaving. 31% says I am unsatisfied. Game development has stalled or gone off track. 17% have said it's alpha, bro. I'm just here to play. 9% said I am satisfied. Game development is going as I'd expect, and 6% said I am very satisfied. Game development is going great.
I don't know where. I don't know what game those 6%.
Those are the people that have never logged into survival and they only play BRs.
Those are the apologists that we refer to as the H1Z1 apologists. And they're saying that the BR menu is fixed. So okay, but I still found that hilarious. That made that into a build. So
do you feel comfortable? I have guessed what your answer is.
No, I voted I'm very unsatisfied. Actually, no, I voted I'm unsatisfied. I didn't vote I'm very unsatisfied. You can't be very unsatisfied. If you're very unsatisfied, then why are you playing the game? Why are you posting about the game? If you're very unsatisfied, you're not playing. So, I mean, those people that are saying they're very unsatisfied are kind of full of it.
Or they're people that are on Reddit only. That
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
very
why would you
rare.
say I am considering leaving the game? Why don't you just say I'm not playing the game?
I'm not playing. Yeah, but I mean that's.
That would have been a better way to ask that.
That's it's not. And honestly, I'm unsatisfied with the game development. That's if you've watched this show for any number of weeks, you know my opinion on the game development is very critical. I'm very not very. I almost just said I'm very unsatisfied. I'm just unsatisfied with the current game development. I don't think they're on track for anything. They're just pulling ideas out of nowhere and just implementing
and this is
them.
okay. So there was, especially when they came out with the new Showdown Crate and Green Dawn and all this, there was I think that's where a lot of this came from, of people getting frustrated on Reddit.
So let's back up. This week, and Brian, what were you saying to me in pre-show? And I told you to stop for the show.
Oh, I don't remember. We were starting to talk about one of these things.
So Reddit has been a cesspool the past
that's right.
4 days, 3 or 4 days. It's been bad. Like if you go on Reddit, and I'm just going to do this really quick here. I'm going to go to top posts of past week. The first post is the H1Z1 boycott. The second one is the I sent you this picture. I'm not going to show it, but it's the H1Z1 roadmap update, which is hilarious. I'll throw it in the show notes. The third one is a reminder.
Elmar Death, he says, that's why we don't get no swag, bro.
Yeah. Darn. I guess we burned our bridges now. The third one is a reminder about the boycott. The fourth one says this game is a joke. The sixth one says open letter. Daybreak Game Company lied to us. I uninstalled H1Z1 months ago. Bye Daybreak. I mean, that's top this week.
Yeah.
So people are very, I'm going to show this roadmap picture because I think it's just freaking hilarious.
And you can post a link to it in chat so they can see it too.
Yeah, can you post that link in there? I don't have it on my laptop.
Do I have it?
I can throw it in the show notes for you. You can throw it in there.
Yeah, throw it in there because we were sharing it privately, but I don't remember.
So it's for our audio listeners, I'll describe it. It's a compass with north, south, east, and west. And it says the H1Z1 development compass. The north is Battle Royale. East is Battle Royale with sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. South is more Battle Royale. And west is Battle Royale with more streamers. And this compass landed on west. There's like a GIF. There's like a picture of some guy with money all over him and some streamer. Austin. It's... Yeah, very accurate. But Brian, how would you rate? Brian, would you rate that you are unsatisfied, very unsatisfied, neutral, very satisfied, or satisfied with that picture?
I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with that picture.
Okay.
I mean, and I think with this, I mean, that was pretty much exactly what I was saying. This is this latest patch and crate, and everything is focused towards streamers again.
Yeah, which is, I understand the importance of streaming and PR and just getting the name of this game out here. I totally get that. But understand.
A lot of the frustration is that this is not what they promised. And this is what I kept seeing on Reddit is this is not what they promised us when they released this game. It was not a BR. BR is something they came up with after the fact because it was really successful in DayZ. And they said, okay, well, we'll add this to our game. Now the prime focus has become BR. And it's not a survival game. So I saw people saying you need to go and remove, like
it's not a zombie
description.
It shouldn't be a zombie survival
Steam
game.
And
it should not be. We should not start the show off every week with, what do we say? Don't we say survival in our intro? No, we don't. But infection. It's H1Z1 zombie survival or something is in their name. The reason people are upset about this is because, well, first off, they're focusing on streamers, which a majority of the players aren't streamers. Secondly, this isn't what they were promised. And third, the reason this is an issue is because they need the game to be free to play. Survival won't fund this game. Survival won't fund this game. That's why when I said 6 months ago that this game should not be free to play, I meant it. And everybody that argued with me over it, and then these are the same people that are complaining that it's all Battle Royale. You got your wish. You wanted the game to be free to play. It's going to be free to play. And the only way for them to survive with free to play is to release these stupid Battle Royale patches and these stupid game modes and not focus on survival. Because guess what? Survival's
not going to make them any money.
Doesn't make them any freaking money. So congratulations, everybody that wanted it to be free to play. You've got your wish. Now don't complain about it not being no survival updates. You're not going to. They can't make money off survival. It's impossible. There's no content for them to make money off.
I think that's what they're struggling with is how can we make a dime off of survival?
You know, like, Brian, you want to how to make
drive skins purchases. You can drive a few skin purchases. Like people will buy maybe they'll get a skin for that ghillie suit and they'll be like, all right, when you're wearing the ghillie suit, other than gun skins, what other skins do you need? The ghillie suit covers your whole body. Like they've taken one skin and made every other skin in the game other than the gun skins pointless, right? And the backpack, I mean, you can skin a backpack, you can skin your ghillie suit to be a certain shade, and then you could skin your gun. I mean, in survival, if you're really wanting to be a sniper and all those things, that's all you need. And you'll want your, I think your when you have your armor on there, I think that one actually goes on the outside of the ghillie suit.
Perfect.
If I remember correctly. So you need to get a skin for that.
But the way for them, if everybody really wants survival, which I guess is what people want now, then the game can't be free to play. Name me a survival game that's free to play.
Yeah.
That's sustaining. Remember, it's not two guys sitting in an apartment developing this game. It's a company with a building and overhead. They're in San Diego. Talk about real estate and how much it costs to live and operate. Hello, let's go to one of the most expensive states to live and operate a business in the United States.
Yeah. So here now we've got people in our chat that are saying exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Now Daybreak doesn't seem to be thinking this, but we just said they don't have a way to make money. The way that they're doing it right now, they are not having a way to make money because they're not skinning the things that matter to people in survival, right? So we've got Manstan says survival isn't just PvP, which is true. There are things that they could have skins for that they can make money off of that are not based off of armor skins and gun skins. So Mr. Death says base skins, car skins, they could do those sort of things. There's all these things that they could do that maybe with the clan system, you could pay to have a flag for your clan or some sort of
$20
a tag.
Hands down. Brian, we talked about this. We talked about this so long ago. We would have paid $30. Everybody would have chipped in to get an infection clan big banner that we could put on the outside of our base. What
if we can even pay like a player could pay $1 and get an armband
that's an infection
that has your custom one in there?
Yeah.
Like they'd have to figure out how to roll that out, like some way that the server, there's a limited number of those that you can have per server and you have to register it with that server. So because you don't want it to where the second that you run in, it's all of a sudden downloading an image that, and you don't want to put every single person's game tag in the server files, the assets. So they'd have to come up with a way to do this, but make it so that, maybe for these servers, there's top 10 clans, there's however many clans that are in there and they can register and pay some money and then they get into the asset files for that server.
There's 1,000 things they could do. And we got somebody saying in chat, Daybreak doesn't want good idea, guys. Come on. So, yeah.
What you could do base skins would be excellent. I mean, right now there's such little variation.
There is none. There is no variation. There's no unique objects. What can you add uniquely to a base? Name one thing.
You look at how they look, and sometimes you have a hard enough time finding
your own base.
You can't really tell the difference.
Yeah, I mean, every base has got two or three watchtowers and a bunch of large structures with deck extensions. That's every single base, unless you're kill cam. And you've got a mega base that spans the entire map. Yeah. Everything else is the same base. It's all the same.
So now, like Ferment says, how about you just stream the assets while joining the server? And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like for that server, there's certain assets that are loaded, and you just don't want it to where anyone can upload whatever pictures they want to it.
Like Gary's mod.
They could have they could have some sort of a registration process. You get yours, and when you join that server, there's a few, and they're not very big. That's why I make it a little armband. It doesn't need to be
what about a clan armband? With the clan
That's what
system.
I'm saying. Yeah. These are showing what clan you're affiliated with.
Yeah, and then you only have a certain. I mean, there's not 1,000 clans on every server. What at this point was there 3 clans on a server, 4 clans on a server? That's it.
I mean, it'd be a couple 5K files.
We can't have that.
So that is, I mean, there are ways for them to make money off of this, and they're just not aiming yet. And don't say it's alpha, bro, because I'm sure, it is. But why not start aiming that direction? Like, you don't have to charge for the skins yet, but start saying this is something that when it's released, this will probably be a paid feature, but we want to test it right now.
I can't believe, honestly, that they are charging event tickets for something that they launched today with their track record. You've got to be kidding me.
I don't even want to. I mean,
let me remind everybody.
Try it once, but I don't even really want to.
Let me remind everybody. We still don't have leaderboards in Battle Royale. We still don't even have leaderboards, which were promised in July of this year. July. Yeah. It's freaking Christmas, Brian. It snowed here this weekend. I mean, come on. How are you charging people event tickets for this game mode? I mean, and who's doing this game? I'm not trying this crap. I mean, look at Reddit right now. If you go to the Reddit and you just go to hot, it's just the people complaining about how Green Dawn stole their event ticket. Green Dawn disconnect. So I've played 3 matches of Green Dawn now, and out of the 2 of the 3 matches, I've gotten disconnected. Will I get my tickets back for being randomly DC'd like that? My game's not crashing, and I'm the only one who's getting this. So what is this guy supposed to do? Someone's put something on the issue tracker? And then it's Alpha Bro commented, "Thanks for testing." That's the first comment.
So this is something that when we were playing in the past week or so, BRs, we had it to where like we're crashing out of 2, maybe we do 5 BRs and we crash out of 2 of them.
Yeah.
We have to all exit because somebody crashed out, somebody didn't load into the beginning area, and we all wanted to play together. I mean, this is something that, as you said, I'm very surprised that they are doing the tickets but I think they don't want to load it without tickets, because the second they turned it on, then people would complain like crazy. I mean, that's the only reason. I'm sure that they would, but then if they had it off for a month and then they turned it on, like people would freak out saying this should be free.
I think here's my crazy conspiracy, Brian. They're probably going to introduce like event tickets V2, and they're just doing this to get
your
rid
old
of
event tickets are pointless.
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Realistically, I mean, they're probably just like they did with the keys and the was it like the bags, like bag V2. Like, you're gonna have this with the event tickets.
All the event tickets that I've been hoarding will be pointless.
Yeah, and they won't tell you. Like, if they would have said, "Hey guys, we're rolling out new event tickets. Go try this game mode," Brian, you would play it. But not knowing if you're actually going to need these event tickets when they release the game, if they release the game, I should say. I'm gonna throw in a big question mark there. Like, that's a huge deal.
Yeah,
and they're 99 cents a piece for those event tickets. I mean, honestly, I'd rather like go gamble. Seriously, like, I'd rather go to a casino and just press 99 cents on and spin and do that. I mean, at least you know that you're losing. But with this, it's like, 99 cents up to get into the game, and then what happens when you crash?
Yeah. That's where the subscription, like, I think, and I was saying this earlier, I think they're going to try to get to the point to where people are begging for a subscription.
Never in a million years will I pay for a subscription, and you know that.
I know,
Brian.
but
you know
there's
damn
so many
well
people that if they're constantly doing BRs, like, these tickets are just going to bleed them dry.
It will. But here's the thing.
They're going to have to do a subscription for them.
They're going to have to do a subscription. That will piss off a lot of people. And that will, seriously, a subscription.
But they will add it as an option. Like, if this is cheaper for you, you can pay $8 a month or something.
So here's the thing. I'm already not really playing the game. If they added a subscription to BRs, and every BR is with these event tickets, I won't play the game at all. It's pretty much cut and dry. I mean, once I have to pay to play this game, I'm not going to play. That's not free to play.
Yeah.
Team Fortress 2 is free to play. There is no game mode that requires you to pay to play.
Eventually, they're going to get it to where there's survival. And I don't remember if we talked about that this week or if you said it today. But yeah, there's going to be survival which is a pointless game mode that there's nothing really, it's just there. And then there's BRs, which is pretty much where all the development, all the focus is going, and you're going to have to pay to really do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So now the one thing, so here, this kind of leads into, here was a post that we saw, and they're leading into this in chat as well. But I wanted to talk, they had a post that showed a video for the Ark Halloween.
Yes.
And then the H1Z1 Halloween. And I don't know if you could maybe play really quickly some of the clips from the Ark Halloween.
Yeah, Brian sent me this. Brian sent me this on Skype earlier this week, and this is the thing with Brian. Everybody, he knows this pisses me off, and he knows this is going to get me fired up, so he sends it to me anyway. So this is all Brian's fault. So here, this is Ark Halloween.
I was like, hey, check it, because Nick hasn't really played Ark. Like,
I no, very, very little, but like,
yeah,
there's all this crazy cool stuff.
But I knew that he would look at this and be like, because Nick was kind of excited, this helmet skins, and
I was so excited.
He was like, yay!
So they've done a total update to Ark. Scarecrows. The moon is shaped like a dinosaur. Pumpkins.
Every dinosaur is like bones.
Yeah, everything is bones. And while this is great, and you're looking at this and you're going, wow, that's awesome. Let's take a look at the H1Z1 video, which is a standard definition vertical video of this really shitty bat animation that stuns you and makes you get killed when you attack a zombie with a helmet. So that's your comparison. So enjoy.
So,
and by the way, Ark is like 3 guys. Ferment would know. The Ark development team isn't huge. I'm excited for Christmas though. It's gonna be great.
So we posted that first video to show him that, and then we showed him the video of the Halloween for H1Z1, and it took all the wind out of his sails.
Yeah. So there you go. That's
that's where I wanted to go in. Like, what is the difference? Because this really makes you look and say, how is such a small team on Ark able to deliver so much content?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think it was Green Man Cartoons had made a comment earlier. Ark pretty much puts out a new dinosaur every week. It was a huge event, and the big difference in this is the engine. Like Unreal 4, they don't have to make everything from scratch. The tools are all there. They're not having to work around the engine. Like, the engine is working for them.
It's true.
And so a smaller team is able to develop something that looks dramatically better. They're able to use already created work, like as far as maybe animations or just something that's inside of the Unreal Engine already. They're able to take advantage of it. And so we're comparing this to Forge Light. I mean, Forge Light was released in 2012. I mean, it was pretty much made in 2011, and we're working off that exact same technology. Back then, that was Unreal Engine 3. They've come out with a whole new engine since then that's DirectX 12, and it does everything. And they're having to create at Daybreak a whole new Forge Light 2 engine just to have some of the similar capabilities of what's in Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah, and Forge Light 3, we don't know when that's going to come out. We've heard some speculative stuff of summer 2016.
Now, people are asking, are you saying that they should change the engine?
No, they can't. You can't change. It's not like,
they would have to redevelop the whole game.
Yeah. And they won't, because it's their proprietary engine. They spent probably, I don't know what it costs to make an engine, but I would say it's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop an engine. They're not just...
No, millions of dollars.
You think so? Millions of dollars to develop an engine?
Millions of dollars to develop an engine.
So, yeah, in-house, they've spent millions of dollars to develop this subpar... By the way, it's not that the engine is crappy. It's that the engine doesn't work for a game like H1Z1. Like, the engine...
It was made for other games.
Like EverQuest.
It was made for EverQuest style games. It was made for other things that are not this type of a game. Like, they looked at something like DayZ, and they said, we want to make a game that's similar to that.
Yeah.
And so then they made their engine kind of work inside of that. Well, that's the problem, is that engine was not developed to do this.
No, and I get Unreal 3 is better than this engine, but the engine has its issues, right? I'm not arguing that, but it just doesn't fit this style of game, really.
Yeah.
Like, it works fine for other games. Like, I'm sure it works fine for whatever other games Daybreak's working on. But it's just not, it doesn't work good for H1Z1.
Well, and this is where you hear very little about Forge Light 2. Like, they say nothing about it. And that worries a lot of people. That worries me. But this is their opportunity to program in capabilities that are focused on this. If they decided that this is a long-term thing that they're willing to commit to, and the BRs and the survival and everything, they have the opportunity to put all of this into the Forge Light 2 engine. But how much of their team, I mean, we see how much their team is constantly working on content and, whatever for these games. How big is their team working on Forge Light 2? That's a huge project. Like,
yeah,
that most of their team should be working on Forge Light 2.
Forge Light 3. Forge Light 2, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, most of them should be working on Forge Light 2, because this is the future. Like, they're lagged way behind right now.
I don't know what to tell you, Brian.
I mean, because right now, Unreal Engine 5 is going to be out by the time they come out with Forge Light 2.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Unreal Engine will be out,
and being sarcastic.
Unreal Engine will be out and old by the time they come out with Forge Light 2.
So but that's the problem, is then when Forge Light 2 comes out,
it's going to already be...
It's going to be outdated, and they're going to be saying, "Oh, we'll do Forge Light 3 in 5 years."
It's like a Mac. It's like a Mac computer. You're going to think, "Oh, what are you talking?" Look at those computers. It's a total non-comparison. But Brian, look at those realistically. You got these MacBooks coming out now with dual core 1.7 gigahertz i7s with 2 gigabytes of memory. Like, it's 2009. It's not. I mean, because they're doing this in-house, it takes, God knows how long, 3 or 4 years to develop. But when you start the development process, you're 4 years out of date instantly.
And this is the problem of them developing their own engine like this. If they're not going to be having the engine be a full-time, like, separate department, like, they're putting out regular releases and this is what they do, they're going to constantly be behind, and they're never going to be current with technology, which is what we're running into now. I mean, people are complaining because they're patching together and trying to make this thing work, and this has got to be so frustrating for the developers.
Yeah,
I mean, because they're having to work with this. They're doing what they can with outdated tools.
They're doing a botch job, which is what because of the resources they have. They are botching a game together because they are not being provided with the tools they need. I'm sure I bet you there are people.
Imagine what they would do if they had access to the Unreal Engine tools and all the capabilities of Unreal Engine with some of the talented graphics guys.
Yeah,
they'd be putting something out that's on par with the graphics of Arc. I mean, it would be very easily possible. They have a lot of graphics guys. They come out with great still images. Imagine if that's what the game actually looked like.
I'm sure there are people at Daybreak that bang their head on the desk every day when they go into work, and they're like, and this is what I have to work with every day. This old, decrepit engine. Not their fault that they invested the money in it. I mean, it makes sense business-wise. It's not like you invest a few $1 million. It's like investing $3 million in a building and then staying in a little storefront in, a strip mall. But
yeah, it's just it. I told some people I would talk about the Forge Light engine a little bit today, and that it's a frustrating thing for them, but for the long term, it makes sense for them because they have total flexibility to do whatever they want. The problem is they're the only ones developing this. Why not make it an open source project?
Yeah,
make the engine an open source project. Let other developers help with this. Why are they keeping this in house when what they do is free to play games? Yeah. I mean, they're worried about people making their own servers or whatever. I mean, and you can make the engine itself open source or have some sort of licensing restrictions, but let other people submit things to it. I don't know. It's frustrating. I just don't see it getting better.
Are we getting to the
instantly because of this?
Are we getting to the point where this game is going to be and will be a catastrophic failure? I mean, Brian, honest to God, I feel like this game is a total ticking time bomb right now.
Yeah.
The community hates the game. The development is stagnant, to say the least. How much longer is this game going to survive? I mean, we'll get to the current players in a little bit. Nothing to call home about. I mean, nothing great. And
it'll be interesting to see next week, because I mean,
it's only going to get worse.
Last night, the Fallout 4 was released. It'll be interesting to see how many people. Some people were logging in. Usually, when they release a bunch of new features and something happens, like the numbers jump up. They didn't jump up.
No, they didn't. Not to the normal numbers that we have. But seriously, I mean, am I crazy to think like the life that's left in this game is dwindling?
Well, it really depends. If you think of this game as BR, it's successful.
I mean, Brian, I brought it up in the pre-show. I didn't plan on bringing it up in the show, but I said to you in kind of a joking manner, like, how much longer are we going to be able to do this show? I feel like the community has had enough of the wait, and with this new green what's it called, Green Dawn, with this new game mode that has nothing to do with survival, which is what the community and the people have been asking for. It's just.
So what are they going to do?
If they
start to phase out standard BR and make it to where there is no free version of BR,
then nobody will play the game.
Then it'd be interesting to see where this game goes.
If
they don't time that correctly, this could be the end of it.
It'll go absolutely nowhere. The people playing the game right now are playing BR mostly. Not everybody, I know. There's not everybody is, but most people are. They phase out the free BRs. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pay to play a BR. I'll go play it in DayZ. H1Z1 does not have. There's no critical feature in BR that is so. Oh my God! I'm playing H1Z1 to play BR. There's nothing great. It's a game where a zone pushes you in towards the center to PvP with other players. That's not a revolutionary idea. It's just that the survival is so horrendous in this game that's the only thing people are left to play. Because the survival is a disaster. Nobody can sit here and say the survival is not a complete disaster right now. You've got the top server in the game is medium pop, less than 200 people.
And if you look at the total number of players, I mean, I guess we could go into that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at do you have your graphic ready?
I do, of course. I'm always ready.
So Joe, who goes in and plays survival, and builds our bases and things right now, he says our server felt like it had only 6 people on it yesterday.
Yeah. So here are current players. Currently playing 13,543.
13,000.
I'm sorry, 13,000. That would be very scary. 13,543. The 24-hour peak was 17,881. By the way, there were updates today, so that number may not be too accurate. And then the 7-day peak, this one is the important one here, 21,119, which is down almost 3,500 from last week. Current players is down almost, I think, 2,000 or 3,000, and the 24-hour peak is down 4,000 from last week.
And of course, our peak was Sunday. Sunday seems to be the hot time for people to play.
Yeah, but Sunday was Call of Duty day here, so Sunday was Fallout's out now, Tomb Raider's out now, Call of Duty is out now. It's going to be very interesting.
And so, and last night, I mean, if you look, Monday was when Fallout was released. It went from 21,119 peak to 17,000 even on Monday.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It went up a little bit today, and that was with a patch.
We can look at 1 month and see what Mondays are normally at. I mean, Mondays are typically looking at the Mondays are typically 21,000, 20 to 21,000. So it went from 20,000 to 16.
Sunday it always jumps up, and
it really didn't jump up that much.
At the beginning of the month it was 26,870, and then it went to 25,579, 24,496, and then this last one 21,119.
Well, Brian,
if you look at the graph, go to the 1 month and the players in
the last year, it's a total decline. It's a total decline.
It can't keep going in that direction. It's gonna be down to in 1 month down to 10,000 at this rate.
Yes.
Now, if there's something that they could put in there that would, they're gonna, if they release something for survival, something happens that pumps those numbers up again. But that's what they're relying on, is something coming out that pumps the numbers up temporarily.
That's all I can say. It's frustrating. I really like this game. Everybody thinks I hate the game.
So
I
Ross
really
Racer
don't.
says Fallout and Tomb Raider have no replay value.
I disagree.
I think Fallout has, like, I played Fallout 3 for a long time.
The Fallout's story time is like...
Plus, there's you have the ability to do plugins or add-ons in Fallout. Like, there's things that you can add to it. Do zones and everything else.
The playtime for this game is like 400 hours or something
for
like
Fallout.
That. For Fallout, to do everything. 400 hours.
I go through and I have no clue like how far I am.
That's
like,
the thing. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of Fallout. Because I'm not a big fan of the
you don't like putting that much time in.
No, it's not the time.
Or no idea of progress.
No idea of progress and no idea of what to do next. I don't like a game to be.
I like that though. I'd like to not be directed.
Now I like a little, because I get lost. I get really lost.
That's the thing is that's the beauty of this though, is you get lost and like you find something. I like the idea of finding something new.
Makes me know it. Yeah, I like that too. But it's like I'm always anxious when I play the game, because it's never like, oh, go to this city and do this. It doesn't say like go take this road to this city, but it's like, next thing you need to do, go over here and do that. I'm like, okay, great, yeah. I'll go over there and do that. But when the game is just like, oh, do whatever the hell you want, go for it.
It's kind of like Elder Scrolls or like Skyrim. I mean, it was kind of like you just run around
and do nothing. I didn't like Skyrim either, because you just ran around and did nothing.
Like, what am I going to find over here? And, what am I going to run into? The problem is though, is you get to a point to where it's like you're running into low level content, and you've missed the time when that was challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm gonna get Fallout, and Fallout's. I enjoy Fallout.
What if they start, because they're going to be supposedly doing some sort of multiplayer on Fallout?
Oh boy.
I mean, imagine what they could do with that, with their type of a backing.
Yeah.
I mean, they could create something pretty cool, depending on how they do it. But what if they had it to where, like, you had bases that are your zones, and then you were able to go and like, if you went into a PvP type of area and fight against other groups of people that were similar size, like, they could kind of have it to where you're not going to guarantee go in the same place. But you go into a PvP zone, and if there's other people that are similar sizes, it makes it so you happen to be in the same zone. You can see each other and fight.
Yeah, VR.
Yeah, I don't know if you want the VATS program.
VR with VATS, perfect.
A little too easy, and the slow mo doesn't really work in real time.
Yeah, no. Oh, let me see let me see where to hit him to do the most critical damage. It's like Red Dead Redemption.
Okay, so Gravity Bear's bringing up the base building system in Fallout 4.
Yeah, which, by the way, is like, you watch the trailer, it's like, oh, well, look at all this cool stuff, and then it's like a disco city with like all these like neon glowing lights, which a lot of people got a lot of crap for that, by the way, too. Fallout, like, initially people were like, oh, come on, what is this? Nobody wants to build a house. What is this junk?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, but
they will.
No, they will, but like the harder, I have a lot of hardcore Fallout
I don't even
people.
see the possibilities though. Like, I'm in the beginning of it. Like, I'm just building little stuff. Like, I put electricity. I'm just.
Oh, so you're already building your house?
I'm building. I don't even know. Like, since I don't know what to expect, there's a place, and I put power to lights, and I'm doing. I mean, I don't know.
Brian, are you gonna make me buy this game after the show?
It's a good game.
I'm gonna buy it right now. It's
but
fine.
but that's the thing, is like, there is you have a whole pretty much subdivision, and like, you tear down some of these old buildings, and there's spots that you can put up walls and make your own stuff.
Yeah.
I go through and I can set up my furniture in one of the my old decrepit house. I mean, I can put up walls, like I put up fence around it, and I put a garden in there. I mean, there's stuff you could do. I mean, I just don't know what else. Like, I don't know what's next, because it doesn't show you everything.
All right, I just purchased Fallout, $48.
That's better than what I paid.
I know, I got it on sale.
How is Fallout 4 already on sale?
Green Man Gaming.
Oh.
Hopefully they give me a Steam code.
They will. I mean, there's no other way to do it.
Okay. Good.
So anyway, Fallout Farmville Edition. I mean, it is a good idea. I mean, we talked about last week, WoW. I mean, that's pretty much that time consumption. That's the type of thing that the H1Z1 doesn't have.
True.
Stuff to do. For a while there were farms, but those have become pointless. There are bases, but there's like no long-term playability with those. Like you build them and then you just use them. Like
pretty much.
Farms get rated too much to where they're not practical. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, Brian.
It's just, there's no long term with this.
No, there's not. There is no longevity on this game. It doesn't exist.
There's nothing to do. Like, there's nothing I could do if I logged in every single day into survival.
You would do the same thing every single day.
After day 4, what would I do?
You would repair your base, and
especially on the low pop. Now that they're low pop servers, most of them. Like, we went around and we couldn't find anybody to kill.
You would repair your base, and then that's all you would do. You would just repair your base. That's all you would do. I mean, what else would there be to do?
And then build another base that looks the same somewhere else. Yeah, Space Mexican says high pop clan wars. Like, that's what we used to have, but
it doesn't exist. We find
but you have to be on the high pop servers. I mean, there's only 1 or 2 servers that actually have the capability of doing that.
True. Frustration. I'm in such a bad mood now. Oh, I don't even want to be here anymore. It's ridiculous.
I'm sorry. Well, okay. So
you want to do tips of the week?
I'll do my tips of the week.
Yeah, we might just wrap it. Why don't you just depress me even more?
Yeah. Since we're on a high note.
You better have some kicking tips this week, Brian, or it's all going to be over.
Yeah. We'll end with that. Sorry, guys. Click. All right, so tips of the week is where
we shut it off right now. No tips of the week.
So tips of the week is where we go through and have something for maybe some of the newer players that are on here. And lately, I've been doing one that's more BR focused, since that seems to be where most of the players are right now for the beginner tip. And then advanced tip is something maybe it'll assist you, help you in either survival or maybe it'll be a BR as well. So these are tips of the week.
Oh. Hold on.
Oh, do you have it queued?
We do. Uh-oh. Hold on. The software's jittering here. Brian, one more time.
That's what you get for buying.
No,
buy the game and now it's downloading already?
No, it's not downloading. I'm not stupid. Brian, one more intro. Let's hear it.
Oh, so I have to start all the way?
No. Just give me the one line. We'll go for it.
Okay, so here we go. Tips of the week.
There we go.
All right. So
my apologies.
I forgive you. So for our beginner tip, I must be doing ones on where to land in BRs. There's a lot of different areas that can be strategically important for how to get your game started in the BR and get the right gear. So tonight I'm going to talk about the villas. The villas development is one that is always fun to land at because you're almost guaranteed to get some good loot unless you get there second. There's 2 houses that you will land near, and there's one, it's like a trailer park or a trailer that's sitting kind of across the road. And usually there's about 2 vehicles as well. So if you go into those houses, there's a lot of weapons, there's a lot of ammo, med kits, and you pretty much are set up for the game.
Yeah, and then there's that, like you said, that little trailer, and then there is 2 pickup trucks, one in a driveway and one just kind of in like a dirt path.
Kind of down the road.
So there's 2, like I see 2 strategies there. It's either get loot or get the car, because typically you don't do both.
If it's a group BR, it is possible that you could both grab the spark plugs and then you have time to loot. Mm-hmm. But the problem is if you grab the spark plugs out of the one that's in the driveway,
you might lose the loot.
And then you leave, someone else could go to the other one, steal your gas, and then you don't have gas for the rest of the thing. I mean, there's a possibility that can work against you.
It's sometimes it's like a 50-50 shoot. It's like, does somebody else land here? Does somebody else not land here? That's typically what it comes down to.
Yeah, and that's the danger of the villas, is that it is possible that you could be the second person there, and that someone's already there with full guns and everything. It's easy to get yourself in a bad situation at the villas. So if you are the first person there, you can run in. You're almost guaranteed to get an AR. plenty of ammo, run out and see if you can defend the cars, or if you have a group of people, kind of split up. But that it's a really good place to almost guarantee get at least 3-4 med kits in 1 or 2 buildings. So that is the villas. Now for our advanced tip, I just wanted to give an update on one for a crafting guide. So this is a printable crafting guide, and we'll have this in the show notes, but it's a picture that you can print. And then I'm going to get an updated one of these as they start to release more content. But this is just one page that you can print out that gives you a really quick, what are materials are needed to make it, like a rigged light. Like, who's actually used that yet? I don't think that still works.
I didn't know there was a rigged light, to be honest.
There is a rigged light in the game, but it's never worked. Oh. But there's different types of arrows that you can make. There's the different weapons and crafting materials for buildings. But this is just a nice sheet that you can make, you can print off, keep it next to your desk, and it'll quickly show you, so you don't have to go through and look it up maybe on a website or somewhere else, on how to get to make the walls for your shed. If you're like, oh, I have this much metal, am I going to be able to make this? Another alternative to this is, I think it's on H1Z1 DB's site. There's like a crafting calculator.
Yes, that's awesome on his website. It's especially if you're a planner, somebody that likes to plan everything out. You can say, and you can write it down on a piece of paper and be like, all right, guys, we need 132 scrap metal, this amount of this, and then just go out on a goal and count that up. This is real. Those sheets, I have one. I don't build a lot, but every once in a while I'm in a situation like that last server wipe where like everybody was off and I was like the only admin on, and I was like, all right, I'll build. So having a sheet like that for me, when I don't build, Falcon or Joe or somebody else builds, not me. So that's really helpful for me.
Yeah, so this is just a nice thing to keep, and this is the latest one that I've found, and I'm going to try to keep finding some of the newer ones that have updated things. I may have to just type one up and keep, have an official infection one.
Ooh,
that we maintain, and we can have our little logo up there, because it's hard to find ones that are totally current, and if we might as well do that. So, and that's well, actually, I'll put the link for the online one for the crafting calculator along with the image for this, so people can print them out, and then we'll have this in the show notes. So if you'd like to have one that you can print out, it'll be in the show notes, and then also you can go to the crafting calculator that's on the website.
Yeah.
So those are our tips of the week.
Alrighty. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about that intro, by the way. I don't know.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm gonna have to fire myself.
You can edit it after the show, I'm sure.
Yeah, like I'm gonna spend that much. I'm gonna do all that work, so just a tiny little bit of a tiny little screw up doesn't get seen.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna have to edit the file and have it render and do all this.
I'm getting the notification. Your battery is running low. I'm at 10% laptop battery. So are we not having? Oh no, that's on your tablet that you have your breaking news. No. That's my laptop. I use my laptop for chat and the stream, monitor the stream on there.
Well, I guess that means we'll have to end the show.
Darn.
We're actually ending on time. Well, close.
I know.
We're still way longer than.
It's still only an hour and a half. We started late, so.
Yep.
Brian, God, I'm in such a crappy mood now.
Okay, so let's do what. There's one more topic we didn't cover.
Is it going to make me happy?
Maybe. Or it may make you more mad. So this is one that was on there that says, "Devs, where have you gone?" And it seems like they all left. Why? Criticism. And one of the first comments is probably playing Fallout 4. But they came in and a whole bunch of them commented on this. And so I just wanted to, they are watching Reddit. I don't know how much of this is a planned, hey, someone says we're not paying attention, everybody make a comment on this. But, Brad, who's one of the anti-cheat guys, he says, right here, amigo, plugging away. Cycle McHurts, his technical director, he says, hey, yo, Brad.
What?
Burad. I guess they call him Burad. Brad. I don't know. It must be an internal joke. Adam Clegg says they let you out of the cage to post, and then senior technical architect, which is Reltham. I'm not sure who that is. And he says, go back to your dungeon. So that'd be all these guys posted on this.
So instead of working, they're going back and
they're reading Reddit. But there was a lot of commentary, and I'll actually put I'll put a link to this here in the chat so people can go through and kind of see. But that was them responding to people saying, I mean, there's a lot of developers commenting on this post. So it's a very long list of comments, but you can go through and kind of see what they have to say about it all.
For sure.
Does that make you happier? I mean, they're responding on Reddit.
Well, just because they're responding on Reddit doesn't mean they're working on something. I mean, realistically. We're just getting it there. I'm not going to say anything more negative. Let's do a quick recap. We didn't get invited to host a showdown team. A little bitter about that. Still don't have any T-shirts or hats or anything.
A bumper sticker, maybe?
We have our own bumper stickers.
Well, I mean, we put our own, yeah.
We've got our own official Infection Podcast bumper stickers, which we still need to give out to people.
So that's one thing. Actually, here's one thing I was wondering. What if we did some sort of a Christmas, not even necessarily a huge competition, but I've got so many games.
And I've got some solid state gaming stickers as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got all these stickers. I've got a ton of games that we can give out.
Fallout 4? You got to give away a copy of Fallout 4?
No, not Fallout 4, but maybe something we could do for Christmas that a whole bunch of people can win, like game codes and things like that.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know if that interests you or interests the listeners, but we could come up with just some little thing that they could do that's simple, and it'd be a good excuse to give out like 20 plus game codes.
We could do that. That shouldn't be an issue.
So, yeah, I mean that was just an idea I was thinking about this past week.
I think that's a good idea. We got it because I have no use for these.
But if someone has an idea of what they would want it to be, some sort of a competition idea, anything, just let me know. Go onto our website, infectionpodcast.com. On the upper right, there's contact us. Click on there and you can send your ideas.
Definitely. Brian, where can people find you on the net?
Yeah, if you want to find me on Twitter at Boise Computer, or if you go to biteoftech.com. Also, probably the best way would be going to infectionpodcast.com, join our Steam group on there, and then most people contact me over Steam. So if you join our Steam group, you'll see what my name is on there. You can message me and and maybe join up and do some BRs or maybe even play some other game. We play a lot of other games too.
Yeah, that's a wrap there. You guys can check out my other podcast, The Crummy Show. I forgot to post that this weekend too. My co-host messaged me at like 8 o'clock on Sunday night. He was like, "Hey, did you upload the show?" I was like, "No, completely forgot." But we cover gaming, geekiness, and more. If you're interested in something like that, you can, of course, check out our website, infectionpodcast.com. And you can, we do the show, you can watch the show live. That's really important. As you could, I can't believe there's people that are like, "Oh man, didn't know you guys did the show live." Like, who do you think we're talking to? Like, who is Gadlaw? Like, we're just making up names.
Who is that guy?
Yeah. So you can check out the show live every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. I think are we in Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time now with the time zone switch? I think we're in Eastern Standard Time now. So
I don't know.
It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. Do your time zone conversion.
We did fall forward, so
yeah, there you go. Alrighty, guys, that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Infection Podcast. Of course, you can get our show anywhere, wherever podcasts are available. My name is Nick Craig. Infectionpodcast.com is the website. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week for Infection. Have a good week, everybody.